Did you miss me? Did you miss me at all? Did you feel an empty space last Sunday? Hi, here we go. Yes, we are back. Look, the garden is looking rather nice today. We have sunshine, we have rain. In fact, we have everything except snow. There is no snow today, you'll be pleased to hear, but everything is looking rather nice outside. It is another English Addict coming to you live from the birthplace of the English language. Of course, it is England. Oh, hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? Are you feeling happy today? I hope you are, because I'm back. Did you miss me on Sunday? I know I was not here, unfortunately, but we did have a rather nice weekend, and I hope whatever you did last Sunday was as exciting as my Sunday. It was very different. It did feel strange, I have to be honest with you. It did feel rather unusual not to be with you on Sunday. I was very aware that I was not doing my live stream, so I also missed it. Even though I was also having a very nice time. We went away to see some friends at the weekend. We had the most wonderful time. And of course, we went out and had something nice to eat. And yes, as usual, I always let everyone down. Did I behave myself the other night? No, I did not. I was so naughty. Not to mention the fact that I was, at one point, chatting up one of the waiters. But it was all good fun, that's all. Nothing serious. Here we are then. Yes, my name is Mr. Duncan, and I live in England. England is where I live, and it also happens to be the birthplace of the English language. This is where it all started, around 1,000 years ago. Everyone suddenly decided, oh, I like those words. Let's take those words. Oh, and also I like those words over there. Let's take those words. Let's mix them up slightly. We can make some of our own words up, and then we will call it English. What a good idea. So I like English. I am one of those up there. Can you see? I am an English addict, and I have a feeling you might be one of those as well. I am back, everything back to normal, which means I am here today, and I'm also with you on Sunday. Everything is back to normal on Sunday with myself and Mr. Steve. We will both be here, but for now, you only have me. There is no Mr. Steve today, but he will be with us on Sunday. Yes, we have made it to the middle of another week. It is Wednesday. We are back together, and I hope you are having a good week so far. I hope it's going ever so nice. I really do hope you are having a good week. Not too bad here, busy. Let's just say I can't give you any details, but you do realise, I'm sure, that things have not been normal here over the past few weeks for various reasons. On Sunday, we might talk about one of the things that has been going on recently. I'm not sure. I will ask Mr. Steve and I will ask him if he is okay with me saying it on Sunday, and maybe he will want to talk about it as well on Sunday. So we will see what happens then. Lots of things going on. It has been a rather chaotic month for various reasons. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying for now, because I can't say anything else, unfortunately. So I am back and we have the live chat. I wonder who was first on today's live chat. Who was here in first place? Oh, very interesting. We have the return of the champion. He's back on the top. Congratulations, Vitas. Yes, you are first on today's live chat. Back at the top. Very nice, Vitas. Nice to see you back there in first place. We also have Maruts, who is second on today's live chat. Paolo is here. Hello, Paolo. I hope you are feeling good today. Mosen is here. Mr. Duncan, do you watch South Park? Yes, I do. How did you know that? How? How do you know that I like South Park? I have no idea. Magdalena is here as well. Palmyra. We also have Beatrice. And also... Oh! You know what's coming next. A big hello and welcome to... Luis Mendez is here today. Hello, Luis. I was watching some of my very early English Addict episodes. So I started making English Addict with my live streams in, I think it was the beginning or the middle of November 2019 is when I started doing my English Addict. Before that, I was doing all sorts of other things as well on YouTube. But I started my English Addict in, I think it was around November, the early part of November 2019. But I did notice I actually watched one of my first ever episodes of my English Addict. And I was amazed to see how many people were on the live chat back then who are still on the live chat today, including Luis Mendez. So thank you very much. Luis has been watching virtually all of my English Addict live streams. Quite a few, in fact. Today, I think we've done around about 200 and I want to say around 230, maybe 240. And that is also including the English Addict Extra as well, you see. Quite a few, in fact. So thank you very much, Luis, for sticking with me throughout all of my English Addict episodes. We also have Beatrice, also Phone Ung. Hello to you as well. Petra is here. Nice to see you back. Zudzika is also here today. And Gamoosh. Hello, Gamoosh. This is my first time here. I would like to be given a warm hi. And I am watching you from Algeria. Hello, Gamoosh. And can I say a big welcome to this wonderful English family. You will notice that we are all very friendly here, and we like to talk about all sorts of subjects. Sometimes easy subjects, sometimes difficult subjects. Today we are talking about authority. You know what I'm talking about. People who have authority, or maybe they are in a position of authority. They have the power. They have the authority, maybe to give instructions or orders, or maybe to pass laws or enforce the law, if you get my meaning. Of course, in that respect, in that situation, we are talking about the police. The police, the law, those that can enforce the law on others. We also have Vittoria. Hello to you as well. Lyra is here. Hello, Lyra. Lyra Canchis. Hello to you as well. Nice to see you back also. And also we have Biba. I'm seeing quite a few names here today that I don't recognise. So I have a feeling there might be lots of people watching for the first time today. Hello, Vittoria. I have always been watching and following Mr. Duncan, but I only started to take part in the chat later on. Well, this is something that can happen. People can be a little shy, a little intimidated, maybe. Maybe you feel unsure, or maybe you don't have much confidence to type. But don't worry. It doesn't matter, because we are all here for the same reason, to share our love of the English language and to have some fun and to make new friends. So I think this is a good opportunity for all of that. Hello also to, can I say hello to Marwa? Or should I say Marwa? Marwa, it's so nice to see you back here again. Thank you very much for joining me. I haven't seen Claudia. Has anyone seen Claudia? Because Claudia, or as many people know her, Belarusia, she is watching in Argentina and also has been watching since the very beginning of my English Addict live streams as well. We also have, who else is here? Oh, very interesting. Oh, it looks as if someone is going on holiday. Really? I think someone might be going on holiday. I wonder who. I am jealous, by the way, if you are about to go on holiday, if you are about to go travelling, can I just say I am very jealous, because I am not going anywhere at the moment. Too busy, you see. Too many things going on. I'm now making short lessons on Instagram. I've also started making some very short videos here on YouTube, and I made my first one this week. You may have seen it posted during the week. And of course, I'm still busy doing my live streams as well. Not only that, there is more. I'm also making some new full-length episodes of my English lessons. So new subjects, new things to talk about as well. So I have been so busy over the past few days. I was glad to have my break at the weekend. I had a lovely time. We went to a place in the north of England, in North Wales, in fact. And we had a lovely time with our friends Sonia and Brent. We had some lovely food, maybe a little, just not much, but a little alcohol as well. I had a little drink, not too much. So there. English with DC says, oh, hello. Love your comprehensive and easy, beautiful accent. Thank you very much. This is British. Not a lot of people like the British accent. It would appear that these days more and more people seem to prefer the American accent. I don't know why, because this is where it all started. This is the birthplace of the English language. Anything else is just a pale substitute. That's all I have to say. Petra says, I am going to have a holiday in 1 week from now. My holiday will start from next Sunday, and I am looking forward to it very much. A lot of people, of course, at this time of year do go on holiday. They take trips, maybe abroad, or maybe just in their local area, or maybe a place within their own country. I'm not sure what we are doing. Mr. Steve has said, and I am hoping that we might take a short break in early September. So there might be something coming up. We're not sure about that, though. We're not sure. Everything is undecided. It is all up in the air. When we say that something is up in the air, it means it has not been decided. We are not sure. That particular thing is still up in the air. It's a great expression. Oh, it would appear that Beatrice is going away. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Apparently, during the holiday time, because there are many people travelling, Beatrice is travelling by not a commercial plane, but a plane that is owned by the Air Force. Very interesting. Maybe they will fly over your destination and you will have to jump out of the plane with a parachute. That would be very interesting, wouldn't it? The only problem is I wouldn't do that because I am afraid of heights, as you know. I do not like looking down if I'm high up. So I don't think there is any chance of me jumping out of an aeroplane with a parachute. I would be very worried about the parachute not opening, and also I would be rather concerned about landing on the ground. Maybe I would land on my legs and break them, or maybe I will come down and get stuck in a tree, and no one will find me, and I will be dangling in the tree. Dangling. I like that word, dangle. If you dangle, it means you are hanging. You dangle. So maybe my parachute will get caught in a tree and I will be dangling there forever. Mayuri is here. Hello to you. It's a long time since we've seen you here on the live chat. Welcome back. It has been a long time since I joined you. By the way, Mr. Duncan, congratulations for your 1 million subscribers. Yes, I now have over 1 million subscribers. A lot of people ask, Mr. Duncan, is anything different? What has changed? And my answer is nothing. Can I just say, anyone who is looking forward to having 1 million subscribers, can I just say it changes absolutely nothing. Nothing happens. I haven't even been acknowledged by YouTube. Even YouTube hasn't got in touch with me. They haven't written to me. They haven't sent me anything. I haven't received any award for reaching 1 million subscribers. So it would appear that as far as YouTube is concerned, I'm not all that important, to be honest. I think so. I think that might be the algorithms deciding who is important on YouTube and who isn't. And I have a feeling, maybe, perhaps, I am not. Claudia is here. Hello, Claudia. I suppose I should ask, what is cooking? Claudia, what do you have in your pot? Can I also say, Claudia has been watching my English Addict live streams since they started in November 2019. So thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for staying with me, Claudia. And once again, the question is, what is cooking, Claudia? What are you cooking in your pot? Mayuri says, I saw your YouTube short yesterday, which is one of my new short videos that I'm making. And then I decided that I'm going to join your live stream today. Oh, thank you, Mayori. Very kind of you. Thank you very much. Hello also, Laura. Hello, Laura. Laura Molinaro. I hope I pronounced your name right. Today we are talking all about authority. People who have authority. People who are able, because of their position or their rank, they are able to tell other people what to do. Maybe you have authority to arrest someone. Maybe you are in the army and you are able to give orders to other people to tell them what to do. So we are talking all about giving orders, having authority, having the power to do that as well. We'll take a short break and then I will be back with you with more of this. Today we are talking all about authority. What about you? Have you ever been in trouble with someone that has authority? And by that, I mean the police. All of that coming up right after this.
I'm a big boy now.
We are back together live, and it is Wednesday, the 24th of August. August is coming to an end. September is just around the corner. I hope you are feeling good today and everyone is happy. And if you are not happy, if you are feeling a bit down in the mouth, then maybe we can cheer you up, because everyone is here today enjoying the English language, and I hope you are having a good time. Vitas. Vitas is making some of his usual jokes. Every time a bird does a poop on my car, I go out onto my terrace and I eat some scrambled eggs just to show them who is the boss. So I would say that Vitas is showing his authority to the birds. Some might say that's a little bit cruel. But to be honest with you, I kind of agree with Vitas. There is nothing more annoying than bird poop on your car. It is one of the things that Steve absolutely hates. He gets so angry when he's driving along and then suddenly a load of bird poop lands on his window whilst he's driving. He hates it so much because you can't get out to clean the window. And if you use your window screen wipers, it makes it worse because then it smears all over the window. So maybe I agree with you. And also eggs are very nice as well. I have to be honest with you. I do like eating eggs. The view outside today is very nice. Can I just show you again? Everything in the garden is looking rather lovely. The sun has suddenly decided to come out. It was dull this morning, then we had a little bit of rain, and now the sun has decided to come out and everything is looking rather nice. You might also notice there are lots of bees buzzing around on the plants as well. Ooh, I have something very nice to show you in a moment. Another view looking out, you can see we have blue sky, we also have some clouds floating overhead as well. Apparently it's going to get rather cool over the next couple of days. I don't know what that means. I don't think winter is going to arrive just yet. I think we have a little bit longer to wait before winter comes along. So don't worry about that. I saw something the other night that was so beautiful. Would you like to see it? I'm going to show it to you now. So this is something I spied out of my window the other night. I saw a certain bird flying around, and I knew that it was going to land somewhere near my house. So I got my camera very quickly, and I was lucky to actually capture a few moments of the most magnificent bird that you can see around this area. Can you see it on the right of your screen? Yes, it is a heron. Huge birds. They normally eat fish, and there are many people in this area who own large ponds with fish. So there you can see a lovely heron sitting in the tree. Very large birds, and you will see it fly off in a moment. Watch this. It's magnificent. Any second now, it's going to fly away. Goodbye, Mr. Heron. Goodbye. See you soon. Wow, look at that. Oh my goodness. I can't tell you how thrilled I was to see that. The most amazing bird, a beautiful heron. And of course you will know that in my garden I do have not a real heron, it's a fake heron in my garden. But there you just saw a real one, a real life heron flying around. Today we are looking at a very interesting subject. Maybe some people won't like this subject, but I think it is something that is part of all of our lives, for good reasons and also maybe for bad reasons as well. So not always good and not always bad. We are looking at words connected to authority. When we look at authority, we are talking about those with power, They have the power to do certain things. They have the power to tell people what to do. They have authority. Or as Cartman would say, authoritar. Yes, I do like South Park, for all those wondering. I do. Hello to Giovanni. Oh, hello. Giovanni is here as well. Hello to Mr. Duncan. And also, can I say hello to Mr. Steve, who is on your microphone? There he is. So unfortunately, we don't have the real Mr. Steve here today, but there he is, saying hello on my microphone. But he will be with us on Sunday, so don't worry too much about that. He will be back with us on Sunday. So today we are looking at authority. It's a great word, the word authority. So that is what we are looking at today. By the way, if you do like this and you want to show your appreciation, you can give me a lovely like, please. If you want to, please give me a lovely like under this live stream or underneath this video. So let's have a look at today's subject, shall we? First of all, the word authority means to have the power or right to give orders or instructions to others. You can give orders, you can give instructions to other people. He has the authority to arrest you. They have the authority to ban your book. So people with power. When we think of power, there are two ways of looking at power. Well, maybe we think of energy, electricity, maybe something that can give energy or transfer energy. We often describe that as power. You need power to move your car. An engine will provide power. It is a source of power. Electricity is a type of power. Also, we can look at power as having another meaning, which means to have authority. You are allowed, you are able, you are in a position where you can tell other people what to do. So the word authority means to have the power or right to give orders or instructions to others. And I'm sure you can think of many examples of that. To hold a position of power gives one the right of authority. For example, in a sentence, the president has the authority to pardon you. He can say, well, I know you've committed a crime, but it wasn't very serious, so I am going to pardon you. The president has the authority to pardon you. That means that he will allow you to finish your sentence. Maybe you are in prison, or maybe the charge or the thing you are accused of, the charge will be dropped, so you will no longer be in trouble. The manager's authority here is recognized. So maybe in a company, maybe if a manager goes to another place or another part of the business, maybe his authority is not recognized. Or, in certain situations, perhaps it is. So if you recognize someone's authority, it means they are still allowed to tell you what to do. They still have the power, even if they are in a different place or a different part of the company. Maybe they go to visit another place. But because they are the manager, because they are in charge of another part of the company, they still have authority. The manager's authority here is recognized. So you can recognize someone's authority. That means you acknowledge that they have the power. They have the authority. In law, a group or maybe an organization can hold authority. For example, in this sentence, military forces have the legal authority to arrest drug smugglers. The military forces have the legal authority. That means by law they can enforce those rules. You are saying that the military force, they have the authority to arrest anyone breaking the law. But in this particular sentence, we are referring to smuggling illegal drugs. To hold an office of power is to be in authority. So a person who is in authority, a person who has authority, we can say that that position means that they have power. They are in authority. You can be in authority, you can have authority. It means you are in charge. You might say, I'm in authority here. I'm in authority here. That means I have the power of authority. So I can make decisions. I can tell other people what to do. I have authority. A person can be in authority or hold a position where one can authorize and give permission. So if you authorize something, it means you are giving permission. You are allowing something to happen. Your position means that you can say that something can happen. You have authority. So the term authorize means you are giving permission. You are allowing something to happen. He authorized the use of force. Maybe a leader, maybe someone very high up in the police force or the army, or maybe the president or prime minister. They can authorize the use of force. She has authorized new tax rises. To authorize something is to give permission. You approve of that thing. You have the authority. You authorize something. A person of authority might be a leader, president, manager, supervisor, chief, or anyone authorized to give orders. So if you are in a position of power, quite often it means also you are very high up. You are able to give orders. The president. Well, of course, here in the UK we have Prime Minister. So you might say that in this country, the Prime Minister of Great Britain, the UK Prime Minister, is able to give orders and announce decisions. So they have a certain amount of authority. Although at the moment, I'm not quite sure who is running this country. I'm not sure. I have no idea. Giovanni. Oh, hello. Giovanni. Sorry, Mr. Duncan. Could I use it among the job position in a company, a factory, like I am the authority of the quality? Well, to be an authority can also mean expert as well. So that is a very good observation, Giovanni. You can be an authority on something. So maybe if you are an expert or you know something about a certain subject, you can describe yourself as an authority on something, on a certain subject. So a person with authority can be a president, manager, supervisor, chief, Normally someone with a very high position in a company. We can describe someone as an authority figure, which means a person who is respected or looked up to. And I'm sure in our lives we all have someone that we look up to. Quite often as a child, there will always be someone who you will admire or maybe look up to. A person who you might see as an authority figure. They have not necessarily power, but they have a way of controlling situations whilst being nice at the same time. You might see someone as attractive in their position. They are an authority figure. So it can be used in a positive way, but also it can be used in a negative way as well. If we see someone as, I don't know, maybe using their power in a bad way. So quite often we can use this in a good way or a bad way. But in a family, we normally have at least one authority figure. Traditionally, and I know I'm going to get into trouble here. I know what you're going to say, Mr. Duncan. Traditionally, the father in the family would be the authority figure. Although these days, of course, it can be anyone, I suppose. My older brother is the authority figure in this house. So maybe if your family has no father, maybe the father has left, maybe your parents have divorced, maybe your father has passed away, maybe someone else in your family will take over as the authority figure. Maybe an older brother or an older sister, of course. So someone older in the family who becomes an authority figure. So I like that phrase. An authority figure. Someone who can give orders, someone who can decide what happens, someone who has authority in a certain place. To be in authority is to be in control, in command, in charge, at the helm. They are calling the shots. They are giving orders. So a person with authority can have a certain amount of control. They can command people. They can be in charge. They can be in charge of a certain part of the company or maybe the whole company. They are calling the shots. I like that one. That is a very common expression that we use in English when we are describing a person who has authority. They are able to give orders. They have the power to do that. Mr. Smith will be in charge of accounts from today. That means he will be calling the shots. He will be in charge of that thing. I will be calling the shots here from now on. I will be calling the shots here from now on. If I am calling the shots, it means I am making all of the big decisions. I have the authority to do that. Here's another one. To be in a position of giving approval can be described as having the authority to allow something to happen. So if you are in a position where you can give approval for something, so that means you can say yes. If a person wants something or a person asks for something, you are in a position where you can say yes or no. You have authority. For example, I can authorize your week's holiday. Maybe a person in the company wants to take a holiday for 1 week. Sometimes you have to get your holiday approved. You have to ask if it is okay to have time off during that period. So you might have to ask your supervisor or your manager if you can take that time off. I can authorize your week's holiday. So that means I am able to approve or give permission. I have the authority. The clerk can authorize your cash refund. So that person who is working in a shop has the authority. Don't worry, I'm back. I just had a quick drink of water. So to be in a position of giving approval can be described as having the authority to do it. There are various phrases that we can use when we want to describe a person who has authority, or maybe they are in a position of authority. We can describe that person as the boss, maybe the owner of the company, maybe a person who is in charge, perhaps the manager. So we often use the term boss as the person who is in control, or maybe the person who has complete authority over everything else, or everyone in the company. A person with authority is often referred to as the boss. The head honcho, I like that one. So the head honcho is the person in charge. That is the person who can give permission or has authority. Maybe the big cheese is the boss or the supervisor in your area, or maybe in your department. So you have to ask that person for permission. They have the authority. We can also say chief as well. So when we talk about chief, we are talking about a person who has a certain amount of authority, maybe not complete authority. So maybe they can make certain decisions, not all of them. Just some of those decisions can be made by the chief. Maybe they are just the supervisor or the manager of a certain part of a company. Here's another one. Authority figures in general are those enforcing the law. And this is the one that most people think of whenever we talk about authority. We often talk about people who give orders, who are in charge, who have the power to enforce the law. So authority figures in general are those enforcing the law and keeping order, such as the police and army. So I think it would be fair to say that in different countries, the police have different levels of authority or power. So in some countries, the police are restricted by how much power they have, whilst in other countries the police are given much more power or authority, so they are able to do more to enforce the law. I have the authority to arrest you. Perhaps a police officer will say that to you, because they do. They have the authority. They are a police officer. They have to enforce the law. So they have the authority to put you under arrest. They have been authorized to search your house. Has anyone recently had their house searched? Can you think of anyone recently who has had their house searched by any particular department? of law. They have been authorized to search your house quite often. And the same thing applies in this country, and maybe where you are. The police cannot come into your house. They can't. They can't just enter your house. They have to have good reason to do it. So the police can't just smash your door down in the middle of the night unless they have a good reason. And quite often they have to have special permission to do it. We often describe this as a warrant. So the warrant is the thing that says the police have the authority to do this particular thing to you. Maybe in the night you are lying in bed and then suddenly you hear a bang at the door and it's the police. They have been authorized to search your house and maybe arrest you. What have you been doing? Have you been naughty again? The army seized the area and are in control. So when we think of authority, we often think of the police, and I suppose the other one is the military as well, the army. So the army can take control of a certain area, maybe if there is a problem, maybe if there is a social disturbance, maybe a riot. Sometimes the army will move in and they will take the area over. I have to be honest with you, we don't normally, here in the UK, we don't normally see the army anywhere in public. You might be surprised to find that is a fact. But no, you never see the army anywhere. Quite often the police, but not the army. So we don't normally use the military in this country to control the population. It is very unusual. However, sometimes the military in this country will give help in certain situations where emergency assistance is required. So maybe if there is a flood or maybe a natural disaster, then the army will be called in to give assistance. But normally we don't use the army in any way. Domestically, we don't normally do it. Hello, Pedro Belmont. Oh, or should I say, Pedro Belmont. We are talking about authority today. We're talking about the police. I bet you can't wait. I bet you can't wait. So that's what we're talking about today, authority figures. The police have the authority, or anyone with a position of power. And I suppose, finally, the word authority derives from the Latin word for originator or promoter. A person who promotes or put forward something, they put something forward as a suggestion, or maybe they write something that they want to put into law, or maybe they are the person that created something, and that is where the word authority comes from. It is also connected to the word author as well in certain situations where a person has decided something or created something that is genuine or authentic as well. So that also has certain connections to that. So hello Pedro, nice to see you here as well today. I will be going in a few moments. I have to say I love that illustration. I spent a lot of time today working on that. I might keep it actually. I might have that every week. I don't know why, it always makes me laugh when I see it. Authority. So what about you? Have you ever been in trouble with any authority? Maybe the police. I have to say I have never been in trouble with the police. However, when I used to ride my motorbike I was often stopped on the road by the police. They would often drive behind me, and then they would start flashing their light, and they would want me to slow down, and then they would get out the car, they would come, and they would ask some questions. Is this your bike? Is this your motorbike? Are you the owner of this motorbike? Of course I am. I'm riding it. It must be mine. But of course, what they're asking is, have you stolen this bike? Have you nicked the bike? So I would often be stopped on the road by the police, unfortunately. I would often be stopped by the police, unfortunately. But never arrested. I've never been arrested. Another time as well that I'm often stopped by someone with authority is at the airport. I don't know why. I know I've told you this story before, but I will tell you it very quickly before I go. I don't know why, but whenever I come from my holiday, if I've been travelling somewhere and I come to the airport and I go through the area where you have the customs. So if you buy something and you need to show it to one of the officers at the airport, you have to do it. But I am always, almost always, stopped by one of the officers at the airport. And then they take you into a little room and ask you all sorts of questions. And I don't know why. I don't know why. Why do they choose me? Me? Do I look like someone who might be smuggling something in my suitcase or somewhere else? So they normally ask me some questions, and they ask me to empty my bag if I have hand luggage. So I will take my bag and I will empty the contents. And if they see anything in there that they want to ask questions about, they will. But I don't know why. It always seems to happen to me. Why does it happen to me? I don't know why. Oh, Lewis. Is it a special occasion tomorrow, Lewis? Is it your wife's birthday? Or maybe your wedding anniversary? I didn't see it on the live chat. So is it? Is it a special day tomorrow, Lewis? Can you please let me know? And then I can send a special greeting also. So what is it tomorrow, Lewis? Is it your birthday? Is it your wife's birthday? Is it your wedding anniversary tomorrow? Please let me know, Lewis, so I can say a special hello before I go. Beatrice, Mr. Duncan, that was my only problem at Bristol Airport. They also ask lots of questions. Well, I suppose, I would imagine, I have to be careful what I'm saying here. I would imagine if you are coming from another country and you don't live in this country, that they might be interested in why you are coming here. But I'm already a resident in this country. I'm returning to this country. I'm coming back to the UK from abroad. And they always take me into a little room. And to be honest, I'm normally quite scared and nervous, if I was honest with you. So what is happening tomorrow, Lewis? Is it your wife's birthday? Is it your wedding anniversary? Please let me know so I can send a special greeting. Mr. Duncan, the steel glasses frighten me. They take me back to the Portuguese dictator. Oh, I see. The steel glass. Maybe you mean the place that you have to look through. Maybe the steel wire, or maybe the partition, perhaps. I still want to know what is happening tomorrow, Lewis. Is it your wife's birthday? Please let me know. Talking of Portugal, they're having a very interesting situation at the moment in Brazil where the heart of their former emperor is actually going on display. Did you hear about that? 200 years, the 200th anniversary. I believe it's the independence of Brazil, or the formation of the modern Brazil. But apparently the heart of the original emperor, what's his name? Is it Dom Pedro, I think his name was. But apparently they decided to keep his heart in a large container, and then it was brought all the way from Portugal back to Brazil for the special occasion. And that's happening at the moment in Brazil. Oh, it is. It's your wife's birthday. Oh, thank you, Pedro. Can I say a big happy birthday to Pedro's wife? Oh, Pedro. Pedro isn't married, by the way. Lewis. Thank you very much to Lewis for letting me know. Happy birthday to Lewis's lovely wife. And I hope that I have the chance one day to sample some of your lovely cooking, because I believe it is very nice. Thank you, Lewis, and I hope you have a super time tomorrow with your wife on her birthday. I hope you do something nice and special. It is almost time for me to go. In fact, I've gone slightly over today. Oh, fancy pants. So I will be back with you on Sunday. Don't forget, Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time is when I'm back with you. Thank you, Palmyra. Thank you also, Beatrice. Thank you also to Gamoosh. Nice to see you all here today. Isn't that lovely? So have a super time tomorrow, Lewis, and your wife as well. I don't actually know what your wife's name is. Maybe you can share that with us one day. Maybe on Sunday. We'll be back on Sunday. Mr. Steve will be with us as well. He will be back. Yes. And maybe, if Mr. Steve feels like it, he might tell us what his big news is. He has some big news to share. Thanks for your company. I will see you later. Don't forget to look out for my new English lessons, some very short English videos that I will be posting over the next couple of weeks. See you on Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time. Take care of yourself. Have a good Wednesday and enjoy the rest of your week. Until we meet again on Sunday. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of English saying, stay well, stay good, please behave yourself, and I will see you very soon. And of course, until the next time we meet here, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. It's great to be back. Ta-ta for now.